no, it is I. Now Forza Horizon 5 is a bit of a Marmite game. You either love it or hate it. There are many new features and improvements which a lot of players really like, myself included, but there are also a few things in the game where I feel like they messed up. And that is why I made this video, as here are 8 things the developers screwed up with Forza Horizon 5. Now I know a lot of people are going to take this as a hate video, but it's not. This is just a video about how Forza Horizon 5 could reach its full potential, so if you're easily offended, then watch Cocomelon or something, I don't know. Anyways, before we get into this video, make sure to touch the like button, yeah? 4,000 likes is the target as per usual. They help out so much more than you can imagine, and it's free. Anyways, without further ado, let us get into this video.
Tell your base you can have that purse. Ray J, I tapped it first.
Now, the map in Forza Horizon 5, I've got to say, is the best map I've ever seen in a Forza game. The freedom is endless, you can practically smash your way through the map, it's very scenic with fantastic roads, and even a volcano is in the map. Who would have thought you'd see a volcano in a Forza game? Hey, this is nuts. However, one small problem with the map is that it feels very ancient. The main city feels like it's stuck in the 90s, the airfield is something straight out of World War II, most of the houses seem like they were constructed in the 20th century, it all just feels very old in my opinion. Whereas if you look at Horizon 3's map of Australia, it felt very modern and everybody loved it. You got Surfers Paradise, Marina Reservoir, this fantastic airfield, a petrol station, and so many modern amenities in the map, which is amazing. Now I get that Horizon 5 went with this ancient approach to sprinkle a bit of history and culture towards the map, but not everybody wants that. In fact, I'm sure that most Horizon players would rather drive in a modern city over some ancient ruins. Now sure, it is definitely cool to have ancient artifacts in a map, but I personally feel like the developers have slightly overdone it. So despite the map being absolutely fantastic, they could have made it fantastical with slightly more modern elements throughout the map. Is fantastica even a word? Probably not, but I'm using it, I don't care, it's a nice word, you know.
Cute face, but our back's absurd, no doubt I'ma mash that word.
Now despite the developers adding so many incredible features into Forza Horizon 5, they also removed quite a few things which is a little bit sad to see. For example, in Horizons 2 and 3, we saw car meets, but in Horizons 5 and 4, it's completely gone. I mean, why would you do this? Now sure, car meets don't really serve any purpose, but it was nice starting the game from the car meet location in Horizon 2. I don't know why, but I really like this feature. Secondly, there's barely any snow in the game. Now sure, snow was very much hated in Horizon 4 and nobody played the game during the winter, but there are people out there who actually enjoyed seeing snow in the game. Now I don't want to see proper snow return into Horizon 5 during the winter season, but I would like to see it in the game some way or another. Perhaps through an expansion? Maybe, I don't know, Blizzard Mountain 2? No, that'd be boring. Anyways, another thing that's been removed are some body kits. More specifically, the Rocket Bunny kits. Now there's no denying that Forza Horizon 5 has the best customization ever seen in a Forza Horizon game by far, but because the developers removed these Rocket Bunny kits, everybody's acting like Horizon 5 customization is bad, even though we know that it isn't. Okay, now I get that the removal of Rocket Bunny kits is due to licensing and it's out of their control, but if they find a way to keep the Rocket Bunny kits and find a way to reintroduce the Liberty Walk 458 kit, I can't speak, then I'm sure that everybody would have agreed that Forza Horizon 5 has the best customization ever seen in a Forza game by far.
Foot on your neck and my face on telly, reasons to hate too many.
Now of course I had to talk about the elephant in the room. Glitches can be very fun a lot of the time. For example, in Horizon 2 you can do that crazy speed glitch which shoots your car to way over 1,000 kilometers an hour. In Forza Horizon 3 you can make your car hit the train and have it launched into the sky, which is very fun to do. And in Forza Horizon 4, I mean, there's nothing fun about Forza Horizon 4, so let's ignore that. Anyways, in Forza Horizon 5 you can also do that crazy speed glitch with the Porsche Taycan, which is great. But the rest of the glitches are just very annoying bugs which nobody really likes. For example, when changing the exhaust on the PC version of the game, there is stupid lag, meaning you can't compare each exhaust node. Also, some road textures on the highway and this bridge are still broken to this day. And don't get me started on convoys. Does anybody actually enjoy convoys? Online lobbies are so much better. So I feel like Forza should have spent more time polishing up the game before launching it to make sure there was no annoying glitches to complain about. And I hate the fact that I'm still moaning about glitches to this day. Nearly 6 months after the release and there are still bugs everywhere. It's like I'm an armed celebrity, get me out of here. Get it? Like bugs, insects, glitches, like bush tucker troll, I'm so unfunny, I need to stop.
First class flight to LA, had beef on the jet like Wayne.
Okay, now there's a lot of wasted potential in Forza Horizon 5, but I feel like this takes the crown for it. Because how do you have a stunning stadium in the map with beautiful grass, floodlights shining down, and even a football in the middle, yeah? Yet you can't play car football. What do you actually mean? That's like building a full-on racetrack with stands for the spectators, and even a pit entry, yeah? Then be like, nah mate, you can't race here. We'll use this for everything but racing cars, even though there's a pit entry and everything, man. Useless, man. Honestly, this is very sad. This is such wasted potential which could have made for a very, very fun minigame. So, Mike Brown, hello? Is this I? Please allow us to play car football here. We'd appreciate that very, very much.
Bentegas, Rangers, Lambs or Rolo. Used to be a blacked out polo.
Now, if you played Forza Horizon 3, you may remember how heavy the emphasis on Australian car culture was. As we saw so many Australian muscle cars and use added into the franchise, we got Aussie car modifications like these crazy rebars, and we even saw Australian traffic vehicles, which was absolutely amazing. However, Horizon 5 doesn't do this too well. I mean, sure, the Vocho story does give us a glimpse towards Mexican car culture, but that was only for one car during one mission. So Forza should have really focused on portraying Mexican car culture a little bit better. I mean, lowriders are a huge part of the car scene over in Mexico, so how cool would it have been to have hydraulics in the game for these old American cars? But how would this work, Yuwan? There's not enough buttons for hydraulics like you see in GTA. Oh, well, we already have a button for convertible roofs and race mode, so why not map this button for hydraulics for these cars? So when you're driving your car normally, it sits like this. Then when you press it once, it turns into this. Then if you press it again, it does this. Then again, and the whole car does this. Hey, I'm a genius at playground games are high me, yeah? Man's got banging ideas, you know. I'm getting a little bit excited. Anyways, that's one thing the developers should have really spent their time on. Portraying Mexican car culture a little better, because what we have right now is... it's okay, but it's nothing amazing, if you know what I mean.
I brought the food to the table, it's only right that I sat down first.
Okay, hear me out, guys. I know Forza's a racing game, yeah? Where you have to race to progress through the game and that, yeah? But racing 24/7 can get a little bit boring. So we need variation with these missions. Perhaps a mission where you have to drive your car as stable as possible. Maybe one where you have to pull the maddest drift. One where you have to drive through the night with the lights off. Hey, I'm a genius at creating missions, yeah? So varied missions are a must in the Forza Horizon franchise and any racing game franchise, to be honest. And also cutscenes. Come on, we saw so many cutscenes in older Forza games very frequently. They were high quality, entertaining to watch, and it gave us an insight towards every character in the game. But in Forza Horizon 5, we saw one proper cutscene at the start of the game, and that was it. That's a little bit lazy, you know. So I feel like the developer should have invested more of their time towards interesting missions, an engaging storyline, and proper cutscenes to engage with the player and actually make them want to play through the game. Because do you reckon GTA would be as popular as it is now if it didn't have all those iconic cutscenes? Nope, didn't think so.
Back to the 4-hole block out tonight, seen shot smoke rock out.
I don't think this is any secret. Forza Horizon 5, despite its delayed launch, is still incomplete. We saw so many exciting features like convertible roofs, but it's only seen on a very small selection of cars, when it should be seen on all convertible cars in the game. And also race mode. It's only seen on the AMG One when other supercars like the new Ford GT also have this feature. Though this kind of makes sense seeing as the AMG One is the cover car, so you gotta make it special, I guess. But basically, yeah, what I'm trying to say is that the game still somewhat feels incomplete. Now sure, it is good that the developers are still working on the game to improve it with every update, but we should have seen all these features in the game before it came out. So yep, similar to the glitches I mentioned earlier, they should have polished up the game and finished adding all the features before releasing it to the public. Otherwise it just feels identical to Forza Horizon 4. Ah, speaking of the devil,
my girl 23 with her legs in the air and her tongue out, Michael Jordan.
Now, if you're new to the franchise and Horizon 5 is the first ever Forza game you've tried out, then you guys probably won't get what I'm talking about. But if you've been playing the Forza franchise ever since around 2015, you may have noticed how similar Forza Horizon 5 feels to Horizon 4 and even 3. And the reason why is because they use the exact same engine as these older games. Now I know I complain about this a lot in my videos, but it just gets me annoyed, man. Because Horizon 5 is meant to be a next-gen racing game, just like Horizon 2, as that was available on both the Xbox 360 and the Xbox One. And you can very clearly see that they used very different engines for each console. So why couldn't they have done this for Horizon 5? Keep this outdated engine for the old-gen console players, then use a completely brand new engine for the next-gen players. That way it would actually make these next-gen consoles feel like next-gen consoles. Because all we're getting with the Series X is 4K 60fps instead of 1080p 30fps. Now yes, I know this is obviously a step up, but come on, you'd expect way more than that for a completely new generation of console. And we're all just sick to death of the same old engine being reused over and over again for the past 6 years. It's so outdated now. Anyways, that was a little bit ranty. Anyways, Facecam Yuwan, back to you. And welcome to the end of the video. Happy to see you here. Are you happy to see me? You're not happy to see me. Ooh, that's a bit sad. Anyways, to congratulate you, I've got a little invitation for you to open up. Oh, you're opening it up? Oh, you're reading it, and yep, that is right. I really need subscribers. Help me out. See, because we are on the road to 250k, so if you want to be a legend and help out, then that will be greatly appreciated. Oh, thank you for the invitation back. I hope you guys do. Thank you very much. Hey, I'm weird. And thank you very much for the custom with you guys very soon. Until next time, have a good one, guys. Stay safe, stay inside. Until next time. Cheers. My dinero's what I'm out to get. Sombrero, I get hat and then I'm out again. Got an A1 Chica with a drive like a 3 litre. That's what she needs D4 like the alphabet.